True, I decided to wait for the right woman to marry until I start to do it.
What? What?
And guys, if you can pitch in with this, pitch in. I want to have a conversation about this only if you are willing to have a discussion about this. It's not because, like I wanted to say, like to disagree on that. It's not like that. It's more of like, I want to know. It's kind of like interesting for me. Why do people do that? What are their thoughts about it? Like, I want to know because I've never felt that in my life. I felt that, you have to basically use it if you can. Anyways, those are the things we can talk about in Sexually Fit, guys. Ayan, but deeper and no filter. So those are the things you'll probably see me doing, ayan, on members only chat. 100% true is saying that he is now committed to celibacy. So 100% true.
What? What?
Like
Ah,
there's some okay.
A few moments later.
I'm celibate because my ex fiance left me of like 6 years.
But is that something? Because I always ask this. So yes, but it's more of like mental side. Like how
Yeah.
do you decide to be that on the mental and emotional side? I mean, what happened for a man to think like that? Oh,
And I
so
take a lot of naps, and I'll do YouTube, and just like talk to people like I'm on your panel right now, just to not think about anything like that.
no, I'm giving chances for you guys to kind of like share your thoughts. I just want it to be somehow when people criticize what you share, don't be too defensive about it because it's like you're sharing your opinion. Of course, someone would react. Now, if you don't want people to react, then don't share your opinion. Keep it to yourself, okay? Ganon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Especially
But
North Korea, you go to North, you get getting out of there.
before we get off topic,
I made a decision to be celibate, and um, I think it's the best decision. And I'm not sure why we don't talk about it. I'm not sure why we don't talk about it enough. I think there's more to being celibate than being a guy who pursues women all the time. That's really what I believe. And ever since I made this decision, there's always a reason why. There's always a reason why I'm thankful that I took this decision.
it is because it makes it convenient, easier.
Yes, yes, it makes it
Mm.
convenient. I think it also lets you respect women, because if you're a guy that's if you're a guy that's pursuing women, you can't even have a simple conversation. You know, I think celibacy has allowed me to really appreciate women and talk to them without me wanting to have any kind of sexual interaction with them. Um, yeah, the list goes on. The list goes on.
You know what? I got you on this one.
Yeah,
I got you
yeah,
on this one. You're running around finding girls and doing whatever, but going to all these girls like, hey, you want to, and you don't know these girls. You got to get to
yeah,
know a girl first, and then
yeah,
possibly get married if you know them long enough. But I'm not gonna. I'm newly single, but I'm not gonna go run around. I'm 42 years old,
yeah,
believe it or not. I, I'm fine sitting here in this chair talking to
yeah,
you guys, having a beer
yeah,
and a cigarette, and
No,
not running
because,
around.
like, don't get me wrong. And this is not coming because I want to attack that kind of mentality, because you know how I promote love your sexuality, you know? But
Yeah.
I'm coming from a woman's point of view here. So I kind of like wanting to maybe understand how do you and can you do that? Because for the longer, like even longer than me, hundreds probably, man has always been biologically, their urge to live is to produce more, reproduce more. And that's your kind of
Yeah.
like your soul identity. And a lot of guys actually, this is their go to excuse when they
Yeah.
want sex. But not to talk about that, I'm talking about mental and emotional being. It's like,
Yeah.
does it matter? Like, just kind of like playing devil's advocate, right? It's like, do you feel that because people or like women around you always attack you because of your whole biological being that wanting to have sex? Or is it because it's just really easier to feel like that? Because I would assume every one of us has a fear of rejection. You
Okay.
rejected
Yeah.
too much, it will put you down. I get
Yeah.
that part. That probably I can get, especially with guys nowadays. And that's why we have these red pills coming up.
Yeah.
But why does it have to be always the extreme end of the situation? You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to be that? Like, why can't we have like a balanced way of living?
Yes. And good question, IC. But I'd say that for us men, there's a risk of, sometimes when you're trying to court a girl and you're trying to be nice, there's a risk that you may be seen as being creepy or weird. And the thing is, women talk, and they could spread rumors about you, saying that you're weird, you're creepy, all these things. When you simply were trying to flirt, when you thought that it wasn't that much of a big deal, but here she is blowing things out of proportion, and that could ruin you as a man. And those are
I got
conversations that we're not having. You know, um, I'd say that it's the extreme because it only takes one person who doesn't like you to speak bad about you or to accuse you of something that you never did. It only takes that one person for
that
your
one person
name,
to just ruin it.
yeah, your name, your reputation, everything, everything you've ever worked hard for to, to go down to to go down the drain. It only takes that one moment.
It's like
So
even like after that happens, like you try to go out and you see a girl and you try to, spit your game or whatever, but you don't want to do it because the last time that happened, this one girl done messed it all up,
yeah,
and so you're afraid to do it.
yeah, of course. And right now we live in a society where everyone believes women. You know, um, y- y- and I'm sorry to say this if you happen to be a woman, but a woman can go on social media and make up stuff, and everyone would be on her side.
Keyboard
Uh,
warrior.
I do hear that, like, yes, like I'm on this, like the disadvantages of men when it comes to these things, especially how women are going in and about in the dating kind of world. But also, what I'm saying is, why does it always have to be on the extreme end? Like, why do you have to kind of like sacrifice your happiness, your experiences along the way? Because it's like, for me, and don't get me wrong, um, Radi, and to the people that actually, like, I'm not saying stop doing that. I'm just trying to have a conversation and discussion. Because, like, for men, I feel like this is one of the factors that you have ego within you. Like you have to perform. And if you have no experiences and women different, every woman are just different. And if you cannot handle one or the other, it doesn't have to be just the sexual part of itself. It's just about knowing the girl, getting to know the girl. But if you try to be celibate until the right person comes along, it's like realistically speaking, there's no virgins out here. Women are more sexual than ever. If you cannot
yeah,
perform, how can you keep us? And that's what I'm trying to explain on why it's like, are you really okay with that decision? And, like, I know you had your decision, but I'm just trying to explore
yeah,
stuff because I think this is such a
of course,
discussion that it doesn't have to be the extreme.
yeah,
There's there
Um,
can be something of a balance here. You just have to like
yeah,
know more information of why do you feel like this, what have you been doing to feel like this, and stuff like that. Because Radi, you're a handsome guy, you might get rejected a lot, but who the fuck cares? I got rejected a lot. I feel
no,
ugly because no one approached me, but who gives a
Oh,
shit?
oh, what's me get rejected? Are you single?
Who?
who me? No, no,
There, I got
no.
rejected. I told you, bro.
Love
Bro,
that
being
humor.
rejected has been
I
the
told you. I
saddest thing
don't
ever.
lie.
I found that women would reject you for for the stupidest reasons. Here you are, you're a guy, you're not a bad guy. Um, you haven't done anything wrong. You don't go around doing bad things. You try to be a good person. You dress well. And then the girl would say things like, she doesn't think that it'll work because there's just something about you. Maybe it's the way that you talk, or and then she'd go over and have a relationship with someone who's way worse than you, right? How
Okay.
am I supposed to feel? How am I supposed to feel? So nah, I think
Angry. It's
I like
fine
me
yeah,
to
a
be
bad
angry.
boy. I like me a
yeah.
bad boy.
So
Like,
I think nah, I think that I think I'll keep myself to myself. I'm really tired of putting myself out there and be given a stupid reason why I can't. I'm also not willing to lie to girls that I'm not attracted to just so that I can have sex. That's wrong.
Of course.
Because
No, don't get
some
me wrong. You shouldn't do
yeah,
that anyways, because then you're just gonna attract women that are not in it for relationship. You're gonna attract
yeah,
women that are in it for sexual pleasures.
or
Yes,
money.
or money. So I think that's what I'm saying is like it doesn't have to be on the end of the extremes. And I do get the frustration, Radi, because I've talked to you like you're kind of like one of the OGs in these streams. And the thing
yeah.
is, like I just really feel being in a new country, it's still early to kind of like to be closed off to people just because you had these really bad experiences. But of course, take your time.
Mm.
But do not say until you met the right person, then you're gonna do it. Because sometimes the right person can be two people, can be three people, can be four people. It just depends on the scenario. So I'm just trying to like open up your like try to explore more within yourself kind of thing, like try
Mm.
to give this time to kind of like really understand what needed to be changed so you can attract the people that you want in your life, because there are good people out there. There are. don't
But
don't
I
give up
see.
on
I
that.
think you're getting me wrong. I think you are of the opinion that uh, that that I'm miserable ever since I made
No,
my
no, 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 no,
decision
no,
to be
no, I'm
celibate,
not saying that.
and I'm
I'm
not.
not saying that.
I'm actually I've actually sought out or looked at other things that can give me pleasure outside of sex, and I think that the world has a lot to offer. I just need to discover, you know, I just need to discover what that is and partake in that. Um, I don't think that life is
Ooh,
about sex. I
do
don't think
that.
that life is about dating. I think, I mean, for instance, right now I want to go play a soccer game with my mates. I really had a good time and also learned about my body that I don't have that much endurance, so I'll need to work on that. And also the other thing I see that I want to speak about is, for instance, you'd find this girl that you really find attractive, and then she doesn't say anything about her crazy ex-boyfriend or someone in her life that's pursuing her, that
And the
believes,
crazy ass
and that,
ex boyfriends would come over.
yeah, I don't want to deal with that. Um,
No.
I, I
Look,
don't want to have, I don't
guys,
want to have,
we're going to explore that because I really do know how important it is to explore this in a different light, because I feel this is needed to be talked about, especially how lonely men are growing all over the world.
but I see again. You're saying that men are lonely, and you're making it seem that it's a bad thing. It's not a bad
No,
thing.
no, no, no,
A
no.
man's
I mean, okay, I'm
I
going to
believe.
rephrase.
Yes, no. But like what I'm saying is that yes, I am lonely, but I believe that that's the average man's life. You know,
Yeah.
men generally are lonely. I agree with that, and I think we as men just need to accept it. That's just how life is.
I think these need to be talked about because celibacy, trying to be like all alone by myself, and then the rejection that they couldn't handle. I'm not saying this to you. And when I imply lonely and stuff like that, what I'm saying is if a person needs love, if a person needs a partner, that's how they see their future. Of course, you're lonely if you're alone. It's just facts. And it's not just
Yeah,
men. Women do that too. They'll be like,
yeah,
I don't want to date anymore. But deep inside, they're under the beds and I want to be with men. Loneliness is normal. And that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Let's explore this conversation because it needed to be explored, not in because you feel I'm attacking you. Am I right? Because
No,
I'm
no, no, no,
aggressive.
no,
Okay.
no.
But
Yeah,
people
yeah,
thinks I'm
yeah, yeah,
attacking them because I'm aggressive. I use lonely words or stuff like that's why
yeah.
you have to educate me because I don't have
Yes,
eggplant. I'm a woman.
yeah.
You have to dumb it down for me to understand what you're going through.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.